Rarely does a product arrive at the studio that has me so excited to review them that I'm actually ripping the package open in any unconventional way possible. And the Soundcore Life Q35s, which was very anticipated once I knew it was on its way, had me at one point using my teeth to open the packaging. Now that is completely atypical and it sounds a little insane, I must admit. My teeth are fine and I got the package open, and what I did, I was pleasantly surprised at what I found. But before we jump into the details on all of that, if you don't know who I am, my name is J-Dub, and I'm here to help you guys make a better tech buying decision. Now, if that sounds cool to you, please consider subscribing to the channel, and if you do, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of my latest reviews. Now, with that said, let's check them out. Now, Soundcore has never let me down when it comes to the unboxing side of a product, and the Soundcore Life Q35s are no exception. Upon opening the box, I found a very nice semi-hard shell protective storage case, which is great. I love having these included with headphones. Now, the one that I got is a gray kind of textured material. It's kind of like a rough leather or almost like a fleece kind of feel to it. Very, very comfortable, very nice size, very compact as far as the size of a case that you would want, especially to put in a bag or something like that. And it feels really, really well made. Now, one thing you may be wondering is, did I actually use my teeth on the case? And no, I didn't test that, but I imagine it would hold up pretty well. Now, the headphones themselves are super clean looking, nearly identical to the Q30 with their rounded circular shape that is unique to Soundcore. Now, mine are the blue color, which looks really, really nice, very clean, and I was able to keep all of the teeth marks off of them. Not bad. Now, the brushed metal band on the top looks very premium and very slick. However, because the blue is a darker color, they do tend to pick up some fingerprints, but not too bad, and they're easily cleaned off. But the matte finish on the headphones themselves is great, and unlike the band, it stays pretty much fingerprint free, which is also really nice. Now, another thing I was pleased to see is that they include a 3.5mm headphone jack with a built-in mic and dedicated inline button, as opposed to the more commonly, included standard 3.5mm headphone jack. So they definitely had functionality in mind when they included that specific accessory with the Q35s. Now, with all that said, these aren't just a pretty pair of headphones, they also are feature-packed. Low distortion drivers deliver sound that is both high-res audio and high-res audio wireless certified, making sure you're going to be getting some pretty serious sound. On top of that, they also have LDAC technology, which transmits 3 times more audio data than standard Bluetooth, which means you're going to get really, really high quality sound from your device over to the headphones. And as usual, in just a little bit, we're going to break down the audio quality in depth, but just know it's pretty darn good. Now, another big feature on these is the AI-driven microphones. Now, these microphones are used for when you're making phone calls. Now, I tested these extensively on conference calls working from home because we're doing that whole pandemic thing still. And I used these during my testing period almost exclusively on my conference calls and had nothing but good things to say about the call quality. So people were very happy with the AI algorithms kind of picking up that background noise, blocking out any of that right there, and giving people very, very clear quality microphones. So tech on here as far as phone calls is really, really good. Another bonus feature that I really liked with the Q35s is the NFC pairing. Now, this is one of those bonus features that just adds to that premium level feel of a product. It's not something that everybody uses. A lot of people probably don't use it. I would imagine it's probably not a super popular feature because people either don't know it exists or what to do with it, but it basically allows you to wirelessly pair your devices by literally just holding your phone or your device that's NFC capable over the ear cup. Pairing multiple devices was really, really convenient, and the fact that these guys also have dual pairing modes, you can pair 2 devices to these headphones at the same time. I personally paired my phone and my wireless music player to it, and the NFC pairing just made that just a little bit quicker, a little bit more simple. I also like the idea of not having to push and hold down the power button. If you're lazy like me and you're looking for a quick way to connect your device, you literally just put your phone up against the head cup and it just turns them on and automatically connects. So it's a multifaceted feature, not crazy, not something that everybody's looking for, but it's present and it's awesome. So now let's talk about the ear cup tech, right? I guess Maybe that's the way to say it. The ear cups, the foam that they have in the ear cups and the headphones was super, super comfortable. Now when I do my testing sessions, I'm listening to these for hours on end. Some days I use these as my main pair of headphones the entire day for work and for testing. So we're talking 10, 12 hours of these things on my ears. So it's intense. There's a lot. Had no ear fatigue whatsoever. It was very, very comfortable. Even the headband didn't start to kind of give me that, pressure point on the top of my head. And I've got a big dome, so the extension on these guys, if you really extend these guys out, you can get these things really stretched out. So there was no pressure on my ears. Very, very comfortable. On top of that, all the controls that you need to kind of get through your day are on the headphones themselves. You can do noise cancellation, you autoplay and pause when you take the headphones off and put them back on. You've got all your volume controls, your skip tracks controls, everything that you need, cycling through all your noise cancellation modes. It's all here. So they did a really good job of kind of putting that on everything that you need on top of here. I personally would have liked to see a little bit more touch controls. They do utilize a little bit of that with the autoplay and pause and with turning on the active, the background noise kind of passive mode is there. I would have liked to not have so many buttons if I could, but the way they implemented, they did a pretty good job. So everything that you need is there, easy to get to, easy to access, and works pretty darn well. Now, on top of all the stuff that comes on the headphones, all the controls you have on the headphones themselves, you also then have to take into consideration the Soundcore app, which is still to this day, in my opinion, one of the best companion apps for headphones and wireless earbuds or any of that stuff that's out there right now. They did a great job with it, and it's no different here. On the Q35s, the Soundcore app is awesome. Now, out of the box, the default Soundcore signature sound profile really delivers it all. I felt like the bass was very, very powerful in this mode. You get clean mids, nice sharp highs. So overall, I will say it's a little bit warmer of a signature, right? It's gonna lean towards that bass notes, but man, these things really crank out some serious, serious bass. Now that's in the signature mode. If you are a true bass head and you really want to get these things vibrating on your face, kicking it over to the bass boost sound profile in the Soundcore app is going to literally kick these guys into a gear that most people would probably find a little bit too offensive when it comes to bass. But man, if you got a bassy song and you really want to hear it go, switch it over to bass boost mode and listen to these things rock. Now, when it comes to bass though, I do want to mention one thing that I did run into is when you're using the normal mode, right? When you're not in any of the active noise cancellation modes, bass response is absolutely fantastic. One issue that I did run into is any of the active noise cancellation modes, if you turn on any of them, you're going to run into a pretty significant bass reduction. Now, I don't know if this is software driven or if this is a technological issue. Maybe they can resolve this in the future of some kind. But when you switch to ANC, it does reduce the bass response quite a bit. So I counteracted that a little bit by switching over to the bass boost mode when I was using active noise cancellation. I'm not gonna say that the bass was so negatively affected to where it wasn't unusable or a deal breaker. It just does a huge reduction. Switching back to normal mode, these guys bump like crazy. But going into active noise cancellation modes, you're going to see a pretty significant marked reduction in bass response. So just keep that in mind when you're using those features. Now, speaking of active noise cancellation, I mentioned they have 3 different noise cancellation modes. They got outdoor, indoor, and transportation modes. So these are gonna be used specifically for different types of use cases. And this is honestly, in my opinion, some of the best active noise cancellation I've used or tested across the board. Now, I tested the transport mode on a 4-hour car ride and had nothing but phenomenal result. Even with the window down, it did a very good job removing the background noise, especially the family in the back. You know what I'm saying? It really gets to you after a while, and these guys were very, very nice to have. Outdoor mode I tested mostly in my backyard, which backs up to a very noisy street, which is great, and I was doing yard work, so I was using my yard tools and things like that, and it did a great job blocking that out. And then I tested the indoor mode, just obviously when I'm working being indoor. I've got fan noise coming from my computer, I've got the family kind of in the other room, and it did a really good job of kind of isolating me in my mind to stay focused on my work, which was great. Again, I will state, this is probably some of the best active noise cancellation I've tested. I really felt like in all the different modes that I tested, the reduction in audio was really, really well done. And I felt like it was just so complete that I was just kind of sitting there floating in my own space, regardless of what was going on around me, which is totally the intent for active noise cancellation. So Soundcore has crushed it on these ones in particular. Now, one other feature I definitely wanted to mention is their sleep mode setting in the Soundcore app, right? I told you the Soundcore app is amazing, but this mode in particular is one of the reasons why. Now, if you're somebody who either wants to just focus and have a little bit of background noise, you like to have some kind of noise, there's white noise, you've got rain sounds, wind, fan sounds, all sorts of stuff. If you like that kind of Zen moment sounds, you can do that here. Or if you're somebody who likes to take a nap, or if you're on a long transportation flight and you want to take a rest and you want to have noise going, noise inside the headphones, but that's just a calming sound. The Superior Sleep section of the Soundcore app is fantastic. Not only does it offer restful, focusing sleep sounds, you can also make your own blend. So you can turn up some bird noises and give yourself a little bit of bird noise. And as you slide them on the slider, you actually control the volume of that particular sound. So say I've got birds, then I want to add just a tiny little bit of wind. And maybe, sure, let's add some wind chimes, and then I'll add a little bit of water. So I can create my own blend of sound, like my own soundtrack for rest or focus on the headphones with timers and all sorts of stuff. So again, Soundcore really ranks up there when it comes to app functionality, and this is just one of the reasons why I think it's still one of the best apps out there. And this function was absolutely a blast to play with. I haven't really seen anything like this before, and they did a great job. So now you're probably wondering, okay, how much did they cost? Okay, well, at the time of making this video, which is at release, these guys come in at $129.99 on Amazon. So this doesn't put them in the absolute premium end, right? The $199 and above, but it puts them kind of in a nice mid-range price point that's going to lean a little bit towards the higher end of the price spectrum. But in my opinion, they are definitely priced well below their class. I think what Soundcore did here with the Q35s is take a lot of feedback from users, years of feedback from users when it comes to design, functionality, accessories, right? Feature sets, sound quality, bass response. They took in all of this feedback after so many renditions of headphones and earbuds, and they've created a product that really checks a lot of the boxes, if not all the boxes that people are looking for in a single pair of headphones. Now, in my opinion, that takes them at a $129 price point. That is, in my opinion, a bargain. This is a steal of a deal. The response from the audio quality, the app settings, just the total package here speaks to me of a $199 product. I would expect that these would be about a $200 pair of headphones. The fact that Soundcore is able to do this at $129 is surprising to me. I was surprised. I didn't even see the price when I started testing, right? They didn't even have the Amazon listings up. So I didn't know. I was expecting these to be a $199 pair of headphones. They came out at $129. I think that's a fantastic price point, and Soundcore is going to crush it with the Life Q35s. But guys, as usual though, I'm curious to hear what you think. Do you think the Soundcore Life Q35s are priced right at $129? Do you think they're worth more? Hit me up down in the comment section below. I want to know what you think about that. Or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if there's something I didn't cover you want to know more about, or maybe something you want to argue with me about, I love chatting with you guys down there. And I do my best to reply to as many comments as I possibly can. But as usual, guys, that is it for me, and I will see you in the next review.